Hi children, this is your Suvarna teacher. Children, in last our video, we came to know about the law of conservation of mass. From the experiments on the law of conservation of mass, we saw that mass does not change during a chemical reaction. Now, let us look at the results of some experiments carried out by the Joseph L. Proust between 1798 and 1808. Proust took two samples of copper carbonate. Copper carbonate is a compound of copper, carbon, and oxygen. He took a sample from nature and another sample prepared in the lab and decomposed it chemically to find the percentage of copper, carbon, and oxygen in the two samples. Children, look at this table. In this table, he took the two different samples of copper carbonate. One from is extracted from as it is a natural sample, and another it is a synthetic sample, that is it was prepared in the lab. So in natural sample, the weight percentages of copper is 51.35 and carbon is 38.91, oxygen is 9.74. Whereas the weight percentage of synthetic sample of copper carbonate is copper 51.35, carbon 38.91, oxygen 9.74. Children, what do you observe from the table? What differences do you observe in the percentage of copper, carbon and oxygen in the two samples? We observe from this table that the composition or the weight percentage of copper, carbon, oxygen in copper carbonate samples in both natural and synthetic samples are same. Similarly, Proust took water from different sources. That means he took the samples of water from tap water and from lake, from sea, from river, whatever. He took the different sources of water samples and found that the percentage of the oxygen and hydrogen, as we know that water is a compound which is made from oxygen and hydrogen, was the same in all samples. There was no relation between the place from where the sample came and its composition. In formation of water compound, the ratio of the mass of hydrogen to the mass of oxygen is always 1:8. Whatever the source of water, that is the water is collected from tap, well, lake, river, ocean, etc. Thus, if 9 grams of water is decomposed, we'll get 1 gram of hydrogen and 8 grams of oxygen are always obtained. Based on his experiments, Proust put forward the law of constant. It is also known as definite proportions. It states that a given chemical substance always contains the same elements combined in a fixed proportion by mass. That means in any chemical substances or any chemical compound, the composition of the elements combined in that particular compound is always in a fixed proportion by its mass. This means that the relative proportion of elements in a compound is independent of the source of method of preparation. That means whether it is obtained as a synthetic sample or whether it is a natural sample. Always a compound should have the combination or the composition percentage of the elements which are present in that compound is in a fixed proper ratio. This is called law of constant proportions. So children, this is all about the law of constant proportions. In next video, we will discuss Dalton's atomic theory. Thank you, children.